Hi Scorpio, I hope you guys are doing great today. Welcome to your deep love read. This is going to be for singles, those of you who are partnered, those of you who are in separation. I'm going to timestamp in the description box below for partnered and in separation. Okay, I'm going to be starting off with singles, okay? And I'm not going to be going deep into the astrology the way I typically do in my other readings. I know you got a lot of you have been reaching out to me to do the deep love reads. I used to do them once a month. It's just things have been so busy for me. So my apologies there. And let's just see what, also thank you for being very patient because these are longer readings. So it's taken me a little bit longer to get these out to you. So let's see what messages we have. Also in the description box below, you're going to find 20% coupon codes, off coupon codes for some of my reading specials for the month of June as well as July, for those of you who are interested. Okay, so let's get into things. So I'm not going to make this about astrology, but if I feel like I need to reference anything that I know is going on in the sky for the archetype of Scorpio, I'll bring that up. All right, so we have, let's pull a few oracles. Go for your dreams, rejuvenate, express your joy for our Scorpio single friends. Okay. Soulmate energy. Go for your dreams is clarified by soulmate. Rejuvenate. We have temptation. Okay. Express yourself. Express your joy, rather. Is being clarified by beauty. Okay. Rejuvenate, temptation. Put yourself back out there. Okay. Observer. Good. Peace. Chaos and conflict. All right, let's see. So we have go for your dreams is being clarified by soulmate energy. That's pretty self-explanatory. Going for that soulmate energy. Somebody that you feel like very kind of connected with, and make sure you're paying attention to it. So this is a kind of message where it's like, don't be in a relationship just to be in a relationship. Make sure you're in something that has a lot of meaning, right? I suppose we all ideally want that anyway, but it really is about paying attention. We have the observer, it's sort of sitting back and not being too flippant, not jumping into anything too quickly, right? Just because at first glance something seems like it's pretty good. It's being very aware of our wants, needs, and desires in this area. Beautiful. We have the Hierophant energy. So the Hierophant is a clarifier. This is a marriage card. Some of you may be realizing, paying attention to the fact that, look, you want to get into something of value that has substance, that has the wherewithal to go the long term, because this is one of the marriage energies. But it has to also just with straight up commitment and emotional development as well, and recognizing that you have certain expectations in a relationship that you would like met, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's about really understanding that, but it's also recognizing that you as well need to conform when you're in relationship to being a particular way. So there's got to be some, temperance and some alchemy going on here, right? Having to do with this energy. So we have rejuvenate is clarified by temptation, which is clarified by peace. So when we have peace, clarifying temptation, I really, really like this, because what does it mean to be peaceful? It means to be at one with self. It means to be at one with those that we're around. It means that we're in the right space, right? So this idea of allowing ourselves to go there. I'm not saying ourselves, yourself. Allowing yourself to go there, Scorpio. Allowing yourself to dream about what it is that you really want. Getting in touch with what it is that you really want in a relationship and being good with that. Not feeling guilty, not feeling like, oh, I can't have that, whatever it is, right? Whatever it is. Not recognizing that you just don't want to deal with that. Now, also, King of Coins energy. I like this. King of Coins energy is a very generous energy in relationship, right? This is really about knowing what needs to be done in relationship, knowing what needs to be done in connection, showing up with bells and whistles on, but not allowing at all someone to come in to try to change you, in a way where you feel like you need to compromise yourself. Anyone who's looking to use you for money, anyone who is looking to go after anything that matters to you, you're not going to have any patience for it. And that's something that you're going to need to really sort of embrace right now in this energy, is what I'm feeling. So we have express your joy is being clarified by beauty. So we have express your joy, beautiful energy. We have beauty, and this is truly just beauty, meaning whatever it is that you view as beautiful, external, internal, a little bit of both, kind of getting in touch with that and being okay with it. As we have the chaos, the conflict is clarifying that. And then we have the high priestess energy, which is about your intuition, but it's also about, it's a moon energy. So it's things that you're feeling inside that you're not really discussing with anyone. So when we have the chaos and when we have chaos and conflict, that's clarified by the high priestess, this tells me that you're going through a lot of internal struggle inside your emotions right now, Scorpio. Those of you who are single right now. So a lot of you may be in the space where you're wanting to do some maybe work on yourself physically, but you're very conflicted about it, or you're not able to do it. Some of you may be in this internal space where you're feeling attracted to somebody, but you know that they're not good for you, and so you're feeling very conflicted about it. There could be anything having to do with recognizing the beauty in something, but then on the other side of it, you're feeling sort of very confused about it, right? This chaos and conflict where you feel up in the air, you're just not sure how you feel, you just don't know, you feel confused. You might even feel almost having almost like obsessive thoughts about that particular situation, right? That's that chaos and conflict energy. But because it's being clarified by the high priestess, I'm feeling like you're not really discussing this with anybody specifically, you know, because the Hierophant energy anyway, the high priestess energy anyway does indicate you being single, right? But you feeling a lot of emotions internally that you're just not opening up to. And what even more specifically is this? First of all, in numerology, this is connected to the justice and the judgment energy. So the justice card is Libra. Libra is the 7th house of partnerships, and it's about what's fair, what's not fair in relationship. And we have the judgment energy. It has to do with thinking about somebody from your past. So some of you may be in the space where you're still sort of working through something from your past in a very active way here, right? With the chaos and conflict, feeling this very internally. So I feel like that is what I'm getting for that part. Getting a lay of the land here. Let's see what other messages we can get as far as a Celtic cross spread goes for you guys. Any other messages? Let's see what we have for our Libra friends. We have the moon. And we have the 3 of Swords. Okay, yeah. I mean, so some sort of disappointment. Lesson learned. Lesson learned. Through the 2 of Cups in the past. So that may have been you. Because this isn't now. This is in the past, the 2 of Cups energy. So things being in a very mutually supportive relationship, at least as far as you were concerned, this is a really nice energy. This could have been somebody new that you met. This could indicate that. Or if you were in a relationship, right, and things were really difficult, harmony returning anyway, at least for the moment, but then something happening. Then there was disappointment. As the moon always indicates that in relationship, it is confusion and disappointment and feeling let down and not feeling very clear on if the relationship has the legs to go the long haul, right? And that pushing you to actually make a decision, or maybe a partner making a decision, but it ending, right? Because it's almost recognizing this vulnerability that you feel, but recognizing that the relationship that you were in the past was built on an illusion, and you have this ultimate crisis of faith about what relationships can even mean. What is it all about? We have the 3 of Swords, which is about heartbreak and pain, and the pain of a truth, and betrayal, and depression, right? And the clouds of doubt kind of going away. But I feel like you're having a really hard time dealing with the removal of the fog. You know, it's going away very, very slowly. You know, even though you've learned a lesson, we have the World. This is Saturn energy, right? Saturn's in your 4th house right now, by the way. It's hanging in your 4th house of home and your ability to feel grounded, rooted, safe, and secure. And it is squaring Uranus in your 7th house of partnerships, just saying. Venus is hanging in your 9th, so it's actually in a nice sextile with that Uranus energy and Venus. So I do see some sort of shocking something coming in. But a lot of you may be feeling very, very restricted in your ability to feel safe and secure in a relationship. Or some of you may be feeling you might have even met somebody already, but you guys don't live near each other. I don't know why I'm being called to say that, but you have this serious lack of clarity when it comes to relationship. You have Neptune, which is all about looking at life through through a dirty window. Neptune is very confusing. It's a very smoke and mirrors kind of energy, right? You think things are one way, but then they're really not. And that's in your 5th house of falling in love affairs, partnerships. You have Saturn, which is all about restriction, in your 4th house of home, your literal home, and also the ability to be able to move forward in something, right? And we have Uranus, which is all about, I want to feel free. I want to feel free of these shackles. And that 6th house, it's your day-to-day environment, your day-to-day. It's also your mental, physical, and emotional health. And you're just wanting to feel the sense of freedom. So a lot of you here is what I'm getting. For those of you who are single, a lot of you may feel still rather sort of shackled to a past energy, that you're just not totally clear. You might know that you don't want to go back to something. You may know that all the relationships that you've had in the past, they all ended for a really good reason. But I feel like there's something still sort of that you're dealing with in your energy, having to do with some sort of past situation. And you're doing a lot of thinking here with the Hermit energy. You're doing a lot of thinking. The Hermit, first of all, is a Virgo energy. So it's problem solving going on here, which is nice. But if being single right now just tells me that whatever you were in up to this point hasn't been meant for you, and it's time for you to work on yourself and think about all the past experiences that you've had so those mistakes aren't repeated in the future, And it looks like you totally learned the lesson here, man, with the World. World is a really good, and it's the best card in the deck. It's like a lesson learned, not going back to that. Nope. But, we're not robots, so you still have to process, it does seem like. But you're all about, getting back on the horse, man. I like this because I feel like you're going to be meeting somebody new, Scorpio, and I feel like the person that you're meeting is going to have it figured out, right? This could be meeting somebody new who's not only great, but they value tradition, You're just being like wanting to take the bull by the horns in your own life and just moving things forward. Now, the energy that's surrounding you right now is the 7 of Swords. 7 of Swords, this is the thing. 7 of Swords is the energy of thievery. So it could be literal or it could be metaphorical. Somebody coming in and trying to change you. But it could also be somebody stealing your energy. So this is a dishonest, a card of dishonesty, selfishness, somebody who oversteps boundaries, all that good, horrible stuff, right? But this is the energy that's surrounding you right now. So I feel like just the fact that we got the World, just the fact that we got the Hermit, I do see you still working through past things. And you know what, guys? It might even just be all the relationships all at once where you're in the space just because of the... Not to bring up the astrology, but what I'm saying, Neptune in the 5th and Uranus in the 7th is very hard for Scorpios to not be looking at relationships for a hot minute. It's very hard because it's like these are very lit up houses for you right now. And with the 7 of Swords, you might be like, you know what? That person stole my energy. Why am I even allowing myself to think about them anymore? They're so not worth it. I know it. Everyone in my life knows it. What am I doing? What am I doing, right? But in your psychology here, it's tough. You're this 9 of Wands energy. And this is difficult because please just don't come after me for this. Is what in your internal psychology, the 9 of Wands is telling me that even though you've put in so much work into something and you're really, really tired, there's something about the situation that you still have a little bit of fire in your belly for. Even though you feel defensive, even though you know that it might not end up being the right thing for you, all of that. This is you. The challenge here, though, is in you trying to maintain a sense of balance in all of that. Because you don't want to feel that. You know that whatever you were in, the way that it was, you 100% know that it was not the right thing for you. It's, that's very much what I'm getting. But you're in this mode of self-protection. This is security and self-protection in the near future. You're going to be watching your money, watching your heart, watching yourself, keeping yourself very protective. And we have as a final outcome energy, though, we get the beautiful 4 of Wands, which is a new partner. This is meeting somebody new and them opening up their heart, expressing how they feel about you, being very affectionate. It's a very auspicious energy for relationship. Beautiful. Ooh, look at that. So meeting somebody like through other work or friends, fabulous wish fulfillment, right? This is a new romance right here. Wishes manifesting. We have the 8 of coins, focusing on what's necessary to make the relationship work. We love 8, right? It's about mastery, right? 8 is the number of mastery. But be very logical and diligent in your approach to some sort of situation that's going on here. Don't allow yourself to get swept up in it too quickly. Be very patient. See, there's sort of like, okay, step back. You're meeting somebody, it's awesome. Step back though for a minute. Right? Step back. Be patient. It's good. Everything's good. Just don't jump in too quickly to anything. You're going to have everything that you get the 2 best cards in the deck. You got the World and you got the Sun. This is beautiful. This is about a really beautiful relationship. It just is. Growing a beautiful connection. Having everything that you need in order to make something happen. Moving away from the toxicity. We have the 10 of Wands. 10 of Wands is overwhelm. It's burden. It's feeling like, you know what? I can't do this anymore. I got to put the wands down. I'm recognizing this, Scorpio, as you making the decision to once and for all release a negative energy from your soul and just come to terms with the fact that what you wanted in that relationship did not jive with the reality of the relationship, and it wasn't your fault. It wasn't your fault. Other things might have been your fault in life, but not this particular thing. Okay? This is, you're better off walking away from whatever energy you were with and really welcoming this new energy that's here. But I like it because this is you detaching yourself, recognizing that things would never align with what it is that you want. It wouldn't happen. And just, having this energy of like, this is battle of the wills. 5 of Wands, 5 of Swords. Did I say 10 of Wands before? I think I said 10 of Wands. See, I don't believe in mistakes, so maybe you are feeling that way. But anyway, I meant to say 5 of Wands with this. But regardless, it's sort of similar in that there is this idea of Saturn and Leo energy. It's drawing a line in the sand, and it's really, embracing what it is that you're going to put up with and what you're not going to put up with. And you recognizing like, oh, guess what? You know what? I know what I'm going to put up with and what I'm not going to put up with. And what I want is not a reality in whatever it was that I was in. So I'm going to give this person an opportunity to shine in my life. And I like it because I feel like the sun is what's going to be giving you the strength to do that. The sun is you focusing on you. The sun rules Leo. That's that 5th house of falling in love, love affairs, romance. And it's you recognizing that the only way for me to move forward in something healthy is by releasing anything that's negative from the past. And it doesn't matter how long ago it was. So I actually think this is a really very, very positive reading for you. Not to say that getting over any sort of past issues in relationship is ever easy. It's not. But it looks like you're going to have a lot of supportive energy to do it. And the thing is, I feel like because you have Uranus in the 7th, I feel like something surprising is going to be coming in for you, having to do with relationship. Even though you might not be sure where everything's going, that's okay. Just say, all right, Neptune in the 5th, what am I going to do? It's just what it is. But I feel like there's going to be this liberation having to do with the area of relationship. And I feel like you're going to have everything that you need to be able to move forward in a healthier way. So I really like that. All right, so let's move on to our Scorpio friends who are partnered. Shine your light. Count your blessings. And retreat. Okay. Scorpio, I feel like you may be with somebody who really sort of needs you now. Not that they wouldn't need you in another time, but maybe they're going through something. I'm just feeling that. where it's almost like you and your partner sort of have to take some time and just be by yourself. Yeah. Count your blessings, family and tribe. Beautiful. We have retreat. We have clarified by pride. So retreating from pride. Shine your light. We have procrastination. What are you afraid of putting out there in the relationship? Between worlds. Go the distance. All that glitters. So I feel like the idea, I have to tell you, I'm feeling very, even, this is a partnered part of the reading, yes, but a lot of times I'll just get the archetypes energy. I'm very much feeling a partnered energy here. I feel like there's something that needs to be looked at having to do with either money, things of value, things of, you know, the idea of all that glitters, right? All that glitters isn't gold, right? That big house, that fancy car, that big bank account, that big whatever it is, that's not going to make anybody happy. So I feel like there might be some sort of situation where there needs to be this pulling away from an energy that is pridefully way too absorbed in the idea of money. Now, this could be somebody that you and your partner are dealing with in your collective lives, maybe a family member, or this could be something going on with your partner, or this could be something going on with you. But there is this need to, you're being called to pull away from that energy, because it's almost like, just because something looks good and smells good doesn't mean it is good, right? But obviously, all that glitters isn't gold. It's almost like some sort of like, I'm being called to say like blood something. If it's not blood money, it's like blood, some sort of, is something worth it in the end, right? Is something worth it in the end? So you're being asked to count your blessings, focus on family and tribe. Now this doesn't have to mean that you guys literally have family. Like you guys would be each other's family. It could even be that, or your friends or your families, whatever it is. And be in a space of counting your blessings and just being very grateful and recognizing the benefit in going the distance, and just really appreciating the value of what you guys have, whatever you have built, even if you're going through a difficult time. It does seem like you're going to be calling on the strength of the foundation of your relationship right now. We have this idea of shining your light that's being clarified by the procrastination energy, which is clarified by between worlds. So some of you may be in the space of, you know, I feel like some of you may be questioning whether you want to stay in the relationship or not, or at least in the way that it is. Some of you may be feeling like that. Others of you may be in this space where you know something is off in the relationship, you know that, and you're not looking at it right now, like almost, I'm going to say on purpose, but that sounds planned. It's like you don't want to look at something. You guys might be just going through a really tough time period right now, really tough. But I feel like you're in this space of you needing to shine your light, like you need to bring some sort of blessing into the situation. It does seem like, is what I'm getting here. Okay. Yeah, look at this. What we were saying here about retreat and all that glitters isn't gold, and, you know, somebody getting too caught up in all of like the entrapments of life, right? I mean, this is feeling very trapped in something, right? But this is also an energy like thinking things are never going to change, and that ends up creating a lot of anxiety. And that could be very difficult, because you may feel like for the moment you don't belong in a situation anymore, and you're going to need a lot of determination to pull yourself out of that mindset if it's, you know, if that's what's necessary for you. But that's what it seems like. So then we have Ten of Pentacles. It's clarifying the go to the distance energy, and this is about maturity. Ten of Pentacles is family, maturity, deepening of commitment, shared values. This has to do with property, legacy, inheritance, anything like that. So there's something at play here having to do with that. Now we have shine your light, procrastination, feeling like you're between worlds. I do feel like this is interesting. I almost feel like I have this vision of you being in between, like in the middle of a doorway. But it's like you've learned a lesson, because the world is Saturn. Saturn, the Saturnian energy is like, all right, there was some sort of restriction up to this point, but now the lesson is learned, and now you're able to move forward, which is really nice. But there's been some sort of delay in this whole experience. There's been some delay in this whole experience. But you're recognizing, though, that maybe you've been focusing on too many of the wrong things. Maybe, and this can manifest differently for each of you. Maybe some of you are realizing that you were too worried about money, or that you were too worried about some sort of assets. You were too worried about somebody's physical appearance or somebody's status, or things being a particular way. And you're recognizing this. Or you might be realizing that you're with somebody who is like that, who's just way too wrapped up in stuff like that, and you feel very anxious because of that, because it's ruining the relationship, or at least it's challenging the relationship right now. So let's see what the Celtic cross spread says for us. Okay, so we have the Six of Swords, and it's being crossed by the Sun. Okay, so it does seem like, yeah, there's definitely a distancing from something here having to do within this relationship right now. Because we have the Ace of Cups and then the Eight of Cups, rather than we have the Six of Swords. So this is departure, change, right? Having the emotional intelligence to recognize that something doesn't feel right the way it is anymore, and you're sort of moving on from that energy more emotionally than anything else. It's sad. It's with sadness, but no regret. Like, I gotta kind of like protect myself and pull away, right, from this situation, right? Even now here, the Six of Swords is about moving on, manifesting, probably more mentally than physically at the moment, but it is an energy of detachment as well, and allowing some space. And that's being crossed and challenged by the Sun. So the Sun is still very positive, no matter how you slice it. It just is, but just keep in mind, like, having this cross, there may be some sort of delay, but the Sun is truly about having everything that you need to be happy in a relationship. It's about growing a beautiful connection, right? Now, a totally different interpretation is some of you guys might be going away. Some of you guys might be moving. Because the Eight of Cups is recognizing that you no longer belong in a space, and the Six of Swords can literally be a moving. Maybe some of you are going on vacation to a place first to check it out. So that's a totally different interpretation, but that's what I'm getting also here. We have the Six of Pentacles as the crowning, which is like, I have your back, you have mine. Six of Pentacles, this has to do with property and family. This has to do with inheritance, generosity, support. If you've been struggling financially, things being able to get better for you guys, which is good. Money coming to you guys. This could be something with someone from your past offering you support, or you offering it to them. But it really is this energy of like reciprocity. And then we have the Queen of Swords in the foundation. So Queen of Swords in the foundation, you might be dealing with this kind of energy. Somebody who's very dishonest, somebody who's very cold and rigid and just unkind. Now, this could be your partner right now. You might be in this space right now, Scorpio, or you might be dealing with an energy like that. You and your partner might be dealing with somebody who's like that. We have the High Priestess as you right now, so really tapping into that intuition, that High Priestess intuition. This is a moon energy as well. So it's about secrets and keeping things to yourself. Something may be going on that you're really not even disclosing. You may have feelings about what's going on within the relationship, but you're really not talking to anybody about it. And that's probably the best thing. Also, you and your partner might be doing something and going through something that you're not sharing with anyone. Maybe you're finding out that you're pregnant. Maybe you're planning on eloping. Maybe you guys are planning on getting divorced and you don't want anybody to know. But it could be something that's going on between the two of you that you're not sharing with anybody. But we have the Ace of Wands surrounding you, which is all about a brand new beginning. This is very auspicious energy for new beginnings. So really nice, having to do with If this is you guys wanting to start a family, this is an energy of virility. So you might be, you know, pregnant and not telling anybody. Again, you might be buying a home and not telling anybody, going away and at something and not telling anybody. Now, for others of you, you may be in this space where if you're with an energy in this Queen of Swords in reverse as a partner, and you're recognizing that you're just in something that is very, very toxic, you may be in your mind, very secretly as well, in your life, opening yourself up to a new energy, but it ends up confusing you. We have the Two of Pentacles. So the Two of Pentacles is about negotiating within yourself, and you need to make a decision regarding more than one path. And you can feel this sense of lack in something, right? You know the lack, whether it's a lack in connection, a lack of money, a lack in whatever, a sense of belonging, whatever it is, but you need to decide which pentacle needs to be put down because there's something that is not feeling right for you. We have this energy of delay with the Eight of Wands in the reverse. The Eight of Wands reverse, very frustrating energy, it sure is. This is about problems, delays ahead, things like this. This is also travel trouble, sticking with those of you who are dealing with travel. But then we have an Ace of Pentacles. So it looks like, okay, I like this energy because the Ace is brand new. So this is happiness and contentment and getting what you want and it coming too quickly. This is a quick card, right? It really is. And it's going to bring you the stability that you're looking for in the relationship. Let's see what other energy we get, though. So we have the Three of Swords. You're going to have to go through a painful time period because somebody's being very dishonest with you. Somebody is just draining the hell out of your energy, Scorpio. My goodness. And you're in the space of trying to just sort of protect your own energy, really focus on what you want, need, and desire, focusing on doing some work for yourself. But everything's happening just as it's supposed to be. We have the Star card, which is about a change for the better after a difficult time. Nine of Cups is about wish fulfillment. We have the Moon energy, and let's just get the clarify for that. And the Page of Pentacles, yeah. So the Moon is a Cancer energy. Some of you, you know, let's just keep it very basic. Some of you guys might be moving into a new home, right? Because the Moon rules the 4th house. The Moon is rules Cancer. Moon is also maternal energy. So some of you, you know, going back to the idea of Nine of Cups, clarifying this is that you are having a child. Something to do with parenting, something positive happening with one of your children. So that is a really beautiful energy there. Others of you may be feeling things like disappointment, like confusion, feeling kind of let down by your partner, and where trust might be a thing for you as well, because there's kind of like a crisis of faith. And this crisis of faith is going to be making you feel very, very vulnerable in the moment. And then we have this working with the Page of Pentacle energy. So pages always indicate a new cycle in an energy. So this could be a kind of a reset. Now this could be a new beginning, having to do with maybe a reset in your connection, a reset in maybe your money, maybe connection's fine, and reset in that. This can also indicate an offer being made on a property. So maybe you buying something or somebody offering you something, but whatever it is, make sure you pay attention to your finances collectively as a couple right now. You know, just like a little heads up there. But I feel like that's going to be the story for a lot of you guys, because just the fact that, well, I mean, Saturn squaring Uranus, right? That's the energy that's happening for you. You might be feeling very restricted by where you live right now, and you really want freedom to go and purchase a new house. That would be the Uranus in the 7th. So there could be some tension there, but it looks like if that is your story, something ending up working out well for you. It does seem like. I mean, I do like the fact, see, because the 9th house is, well, 7th house is contractual relationships, right? And the 9th house is negotiating. You have Venus in the 9th house, and it's sextiling that Uranus energy. So I feel like something's going to happen that's very sort of surprising that you're not even expecting to happen, having to do with relationships. So having to do with rather some sort of contract that can end up helping your relationship. So whether that's something having to do with real estate, some sort of investment, some sort of business kind of thing, some sort of inheritance kind of thing, anything like that. All right, so let's keep it moving. We're going over to our in separation front. So we're going to start with our in separation cards. Doesn't that make sense? All right. When times got tough, I gave up on you too soon. Your silence feels safer to me. I don't want to get hurt again. I knew you were right, but couldn't admit it to myself. I don't know, they don't want to get hurt again, or they don't want to hear about that you were right about something. Scorpio. Somebody ran away from something here. Snake. Not today. Hammer. Snake is competitive enemy, malicious. The other woman or the other man looking over your shoulder. That's clarifying. When times got tough, I gave up too soon. And then they became a snake. Mental health is an issue in this connection. So we have your silence feels safer to me. I don't want to get hurt again. And then we have not today. Not dealing with hurt. Avoiding a conversation. Call person. Boundaries. Still angry. So they might have ghosted you, or they're not answering calls or something like that. And then clarifying that is, I am too self-absorbed to be who and what you need. All right. So we have then the last one here. I knew you were right, but couldn't admit it to myself. Being clarified by Hammer, which is about sabotage, right? This idea of sabotaging something. And then we have clarifying that. Please stop trying to control everything. It's stifling me, and I don't want to feel this way. So I don't know if somebody is trying sort of endlessly to reach out to somebody here. Let's just pull a tarot for each of these, and then we'll pull a Celtic cross spread on top. Okay. So I feel like there's some confusion here, because on the one hand, it's like, all right, still have fire in my belly for this situation, even though I'm dog tired and I'm fed up. And I feel defensive, and I'm not feeling very positive about things right now. There is this still something about this situation that you don't feel like I'm done. You might say it to your friends, you might say it to your family, you might even say it to yourself. But there's something about your energy that I'm getting that you're not as done as you think you are. But that you see there's some sort of new romantic relationship coming in, maybe through work or friends. But there are two aspects of the situation. You have to figure out what you're going to do. Should you go with the new person, or should you go back and try to still work on this relationship? Is it too soon to say I'm totally done with that person? Because if you guys are just in separation, maybe you haven't been separated for that long, and you're in that weird space, where it's like, we're still very in each other's energy, but then I have this new person coming out, I don't know, kind of thing. But then we have this idea of the Six of Pentacles, and this is clarifying the please stop trying to control everything. It's stifling me, and I don't want to feel this way. The Six of Pentacles energy has to do with property, money, family, all of that. But really, at the end of the day, it's like, I have your back, you have mine. Pentacles are always about more than money. It's also mental, physical, and emotional connection, right? So taking that idea and saying, all right, I'm going to help you out, and you're going to help me out. We're going to be there for each other, right? But it's this help. And it's this I can't speak. It's this particular sense of reliance I'm also getting. You relied on the person for something. I mean, it doesn't have to be, it could be money, but it doesn't have to be that. It could just be like you relied on them too. For a long time, maybe you guys were partners for a while, and you came to rely on that person. They came to rely on you. But with reliance, a lot of times comes expectations, and it seems like you were dealing with an energy who doesn't like that, makes them feel uncomfortable, having any sort of expectations. Ooh, yeah, look. Straight out of the gate, we get the Seven of Swords. This is somebody who's dishonest and runs away from responsibilities of relationship, and they don't really have a good, healthy perspective of boundaries, and they don't really understand what it means to be selfish, and really they could just suck your energy dry. We have the Tower. Now, I always say with these guys, you know, because the energies are very enmeshed, it could always be vice versa. So as I'm speaking, you might be like, oh, what she's saying about my partner is actually the other way around. Then it's still your reading. Okay. So we have the Chariot is moving away quickly from something that's toxic towards something that's more positive, because there's been some sort of dishonesty that's going on here, but you're really having a hard time letting go of something here. You're having a hard time with it. You might even find yourself taking responsibility, even if you're not, even if you're blameless, right? You might be holding on to this relationship that's just not strong enough to stand the test of time, right? I mean, this could be the challenge here. If you feel, and you might not be 100% honest with yourself right now about it, where maybe you're trying to cling to something in the past to protect yourself from the reality of something, and your fears end up materializing. It's almost the kind of thing, though, when we have the Tower, it's like the collapse of something is inevitable, right? It's a Mars energy. It really is about something ultimately not being good for us. And this is about you should not feel responsible for what's gone on here, because it's almost like something has happened that's out of your control. Even though you're feeling very, very confused right now. Yes, this is a Neptune energy, and right now you have Neptune in the 5th house of falling in love, love affairs, romance in general, and how you connect. And you're just like, I'm not sure. And you may even be in a space where not only are you not sure how your partner feels about you, you might not even be 100% at the end of the day sure how you feel. You might know that you miss them. You might know that you miss the fairy tale of it, right? But you may not be 100% clear. And either one of you or both of you might feel like in order for the situation to work, you're going to have to somehow sacrifice something that matters to you. And you're wondering, like, I don't know, is it worth it? I don't know. Is it worth it? The foundation energy is the Ace of Pentacles. A very good energy. Very good. This is a foundation of stability, thoughts becoming things. Ace is brand new. Very auspicious for getting what you want. Coming to you quickly, right? For that foundation of stability in the relationship. You have the Two of Cups is you right now. So the Two of Cups, some of you are going to be meeting somebody new. Others of you are going to be sitting down and having a very mutually supportive conversation. So it's going to depend on where you're at. This is a general reading. It depends on what else is going on in your chart as well. But for those of you who are choosing to get backwards, but there's going to be conversation. It looks like somebody's not ready yet. But if things are difficult, harmony could be returning. But I feel like a lot of you are going to be meeting somebody new. This Ace of Pentacles is Two of Cups. And then we have an Ace of Cups. It's the energy surrounding you. So we have this nurturing conversation, nurturing all of this. And then we have the Ace. I mean, this is, again, if you're in a relationship and you're getting back, this does indicate strong love and support. Others of you, if you're single, first of all, single in separation, you're doing a lot of spiritual growth here, a lot of spiritual growth, but this is a brand new beginning. This is new beginning. This is falling in love. Ace is brand new. So some of you are doing a total reset. Others of you are meeting somebody absolutely brand new, but man, are you very strong. And you're not allowing anybody, this is the thing. You know how to ask the questions better than any other sign, Scorpio, you just do. That's what you guys are, the sign of the detective, of the investigator, all of that, right? Because you're ruled by Pluto, it's the underworld, right? So you know how to ask and answer all those questions. But this is in your challenge position, the Queen of Swords. And this is an energy where there's this motivation to really want to get to the truth of something, right? But you might be dealing with a very cold person, somebody who's very rigid, somebody who's very dishonest, somebody who's very unkind. And this could be a block for you, because that's how you're feeling. You're feeling that you're dealing with an energy who's just not being kind. They're not. They're just not. And that's a challenge for you. But this is the near future. It's the temperance energy. Beautiful. Because this is about cooperation and moderation and a new level of trust and patient energy here being had after a really difficult time. What do you need? What do they need? What is the relation? You know, all of that. And then we have the final outcome, the world. It's beautiful. Saturn energy. Can't get better than this. This is about happiness, fulfilling, and loving relationship. So, Temperance is also Sagittarius energy, which is about moving forward with integrity. So I really am getting two messages here. Let me see. So we have the Two of Pentacles. We have the King of Pentacles. So there might have been issues with money or somebody trying to change somebody. Right, because we have this, the Two of Pentacles is just being confused, right? Needing to like negotiate how you feel, making a decision regarding more than one path. You know, should I go with this new person, or should I give this other person a shot? When we have the King of Pentacles energy, it's very generous and hardworking, really nice energy, but this is somebody who doesn't have any patience, you know, for anyone who's looking to take what's his. You know, if it's money, if it's any sort of thing, the value, anything like that. So you might be dealing with an energy that's got a lot going on, right? But at the end of the day, maybe they're a little not very giving in the money area, or they're not very giving in the, you know, emotional, mental, and physical connection area that you would ultimately like, and you end up feeling kind of disappointed and confused and feeling very let down, and you have a lack of trust that the relationship can actually work. We have this Three of Cups energy. And Three of Cups is a very supportive energy. It is. It's a great energy for healing. Really good energy for a new relationships. Three is the number of creation. Then we have the Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords is feeling like, oh, I'm trapped. I feel so restricted. I feel like things are never going to get better. It's just always going to be like this. And then that creates an anxiety. And then you're like, oh, I don't know if I belong in this anymore. And you need a boatload of determination to pull yourself out of it, even if it means swallowing your pride. And then we have a Magician energy, and the Magician is great because this is a great energy for communication, because it's just Mercury. Mercury is Gemini and Virgo, right? So Gemini is the communication, and then Virgo is the problem solving. So it's communicate to solve problems through a deepening of connection and communication. And we have the Queen of Pentacles. And Queen of Pentacles, again, this is a nice energy as well. This has to do with marriage. This has to do with a great sensual connection. This has to do with fertility, having a child. This is you taking care of yourself, taking care of your finances. It's a very reliable, very affectionate energy, understanding what's necessary to make something work. And I feel like that's what you guys are talking about, what's necessary to make something work. So, yeah, look, I mean, I feel like with this tower, with the cross of the tower, it's like the way that you guys have been relating, you needed to sort of exercise this necessary surrender so that you guys could relate in a different way if you were going to go back to it. Guys, it's tarot, right? So you always have to understand there's never any absolutes. We understand the energy, and then we have the choice to engage with it, right? But it does seem like that. I do see another energy coming in. I do see some of you kind of fighting, getting into a new energy because you still have feelings for somebody else. I do see that for those of you who really see that you were with somebody who is very unhealthy for you. For others of you, you being able to make it through all those challenges because both of you are showing up equally, and only you're going to know that. But there's got to be a lot of conversation here. You guys are going to be getting back together. All right, my friends, that is what I have for you. I hope this was helpful in some way. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you guys next time. All right, bye-bye.